Good afternoon. Today is Friday, October 2nd, and I am back in Utah. I was just here a month ago. I'm actually back in Canyonlands, but a different district. So this is Island in the Sky, and I have been here before. So I'm going to do the Syncline Loop, Spur Trail, and maybe a little bit other exploring out there. And as you can tell, very busy place. So this is the parking. And literally I had to park on the side over here, but 50 cars are kind of going around. So not a bad drive from Denver Metro. Got here in 5.5 hours. The only delay today was there is one lane to get into the park and it was 30 deep. So it took me 30 minutes today to get into here. And I already have a pass, so I only took 30 seconds, but oh well. So again, I am doing the Syncline Loop Trail. The nice thing is there's only one designated site and I have it for 2 days. So once I get to the sign, I'll give you a look. All right, so I'm now at the sign right here. So again, up People Dome is where I'm going. I'm gonna do the route in a clockwise fashion, so it kind of disappears. Tomorrow, Spur Trail, and my site is about the halfway point. So once I get a better view, I'll give you a look. All right, last chance to back out. So there are at least 2 of these signs giving you a warning. So this is the route that has the most park ranger saves in the entire area. And I believe today, once I get into the nuts and bolts of it, so to speak, that I probably won't see a lot of people. A few at the most, probably. And again, there's only one site. So once I'm set up, I can do a little exploring. There is no water, and it is October. So my challenge is I've been in this trail a couple times before, and I know there's a source that does come out literally of a sidewall. It ran both times I was there. I brought water, but just for fun, I'm going to see if I can find some as well. The other possibility is behind my site. Although if that stream is ever going to be dried up, it'll be now. All right, time to get going. So I've really only made about a quarter mile so far, and tons of people here today. But again, once I get really going into here, I don't think I'll see as many people. All right, so I am now approaching probably where the true hike begins. So this is again going to be going downhill. I'll have to look at the map, but it could be 1,500 feet. I know it's quite a drop. So when you read about this loop, I am doing it clockwise. Also tell you I'm used to having trekking poles and I don't with me just because of what it's supposed to be doing. So read the reviews. It's strenuous and hard. It's supposedly either way coming out. I've been on this trail a couple times. This is my 3rd time on this trail right here. But I haven't completed the Syncline Loop part of it right there. So I guess the way out, there's boulder hopping, 45-degree slick rock. It's supposed to be pretty tough. For whatever reason, if I was doing that, because of the weight of a backpack or just not feeling it, keep in mind, you can always turn around and just retrace your steps here. So you can always keep that in mind. I'm not planning on doing that. Haven't seen anyone out here on this trail. So again, I think there's a real drop once I get further into the zone over here. Very peaceful. It's supposed to be in the mid 80s today. I think when I pulled in it was 75, so we still have some time to warm up. But all right, I'm gonna just keep enjoying my hike. So as you're doing this, there are a lot of false flats, as I refer to them. So literally coming from around there, up there. So there's many sections where you do not see the entire length of what you're doing. You look ahead, barely see the Green River way out there. So you do a huge loop to Alcove Spring. I have done that before. That's why I've been on this trail before. But I'll be going down the canyon down there once I get there. That's still probably 30 to 45 minutes away. I think there's a couple drop points too I still have to go through. So as you're doing the hike, when I can use my hands, I do. And there's other areas where it's just very open. So obviously I'm filming now. This is a little bit easier than what we've been doing, but nothing at all where I would say I'm worried about it. And I did not bring my trekking poles just because what I read on the way out, they would kind of get in the way. Didn't need them, but I am used to using those. Okay, I'm gonna say halfway to maybe 1/3 of the way down. I think it goes that general direction. So once I get to another viewpoint, I'll let you get a look. All right, so I just bumped into 2 other people actually from Colorado like me that were out here, and they were doing the loop in the opposite direction, day hiking. So I got some pretty good intel from them, and They mentioned that they're just not very well marked. Definitely some slick rock, and definitely the harder part of it, but doable. So that was interesting. All right, so I'm now coming to the point where I think is what I would refer to as the drop. So this is probably the second tiered section right here, and then straight ahead right now you can get a good view of the cairns, identifying it. It's been, I don't know, 5 years since I've been out here, but I recall, I think this is like a little mini drop. Sometimes you might have to take your backpack off. We'll see. But I think it is a pretty cool view. Yeah, look at that. Sweet view. So definitely from here, you're looking at it, you're like going, whoa, but yep. So still a lot of downhill to do. That'll switch back over. And you can see the trail in the bottom over there as well, between the trees. So, all right, I'm gonna keep on marching on, and I should be there in about a half hour. All right, I'm basically down now. So again, here's a shot of above. And again, that's just a section. That's not the whole thing. That was where the little gate with the step was. And it has been a while since I've been here, but it does feel like they've done more maintenance work over here. There's like steps that are put in. So they did a good job with it. And I was now say it does feel like it's 80 degrees. And it's not the heat, it's the dryness. So again, still on the trail. So I have been taking it just because of a big water bladder in the back of my pack. Pretty slow. I want to have good footing while I'm on angles and all that. Just heard one right there. Not a lot of handhold, so I want to do it right. But all right, so I'm looking forward to getting to this canyon area now, and should see more things like animal life, things like that. So again, there's stops, little humps, jumps. Just an idea of what it's like. There's a lot of obstacles, but nothing that is too difficult to get through. All right, I'm now gonna say I'm within 20 feet of elevation of being in the canyon. Cool. All right, so I'm sure there's obstacles, but when it's wider, you can get a pretty good cadence here. But it's interesting now being down where there's true sand, should be cacti and tree remnants and stuff like that. All right, I should get a view in about 15 minutes, and I'll give you a look when it will expand and maybe see the Green River. Got some mountain goats here to my left, so I'm going to be quiet. Yeah, definitely whole family. Pretty cool. All right, a final look at where I'm coming from. Saddle way up at the top over there. And again, that's not the whole incline, that's just part of it. So now, kind of making a turn. And the rock is definitely changing color over here. Getting some nice greens. And be 1 second out here. There you go. It's always different, you got a pack on. No even hidden water yet. So sometimes when I'm going along, I'm always just staring for the heck of it. Dark spots, but so it should open up probably in about a mile this way. This guy is actively chasing insects. He was just chasing a couple, now he's in that rock. Cool colors. All right, goodbye, buddy. You're good. We're gonna follow me. All right. Canyon bottom wash. Should be opening up pretty soon. So I'm sure my next video I'll get, and when you're doing this, keep in mind, so the trail you can see goes there, but it also goes down here. I'm just gonna go ahead and stay in the wash, so where it's nice and flat. Don't worry about any gain, ups and downs. But if it was raining, that would be your alternative right there. All right, so I am now at the T-bone intersection. So if I wanted to go to the Green River, I would be going left that way. and I am going to the right, so my site is that way. So if you were doing the Syncline loop and needed emergency water, you would not be doing it because the loop does not go that direction. So again, I may just for kicks tomorrow, I'll see if I can find some of it, but I will be heading to the right, and my site is not too far from here. So again, the spur trail is only about a half mile away, actually less than that right there. So for today's hiking, this was not a intensive hike, long distance at all, but rather just kind of get there. It's actually very, very nice right now. It's clouding up, not like a rain kind of cloud, but just covering everything up. So again, if my memory is right, if their water is running, it is this direction, maybe about a half mile, maybe 1 mile, and it's on the left-hand side. All right, I'm gonna keep heading toward my site. All right, so I'm now at the steps and my water supply just fell out of my backpack. So good news is the backpack is lighter. Now I got it here. My site, it's right up here. So I guess to make it up these stairs, there's like a crack up there. So I should be up there in about 15 minutes or so. Scratch that, 7 minutes or so. So, all right, final push, and I should be at my site. All right, so it is 3:30 on day one. Camp is set up. You can see it's pretty sparse. No shade, pretty hot. I'd say now it is mid-80s out here. So now that this is set up, I was gonna do a little bit of exploring around my camp. So the last time I was here, and again, it was more than 5 years ago in April, 100 yards up, not here, but way up, there was a trickle of water. And it looks to me, there is none. That is definitely bone dry. Tomorrow I was going to plan to go up there anyway and trail here and to the left. But I think for now I'm gonna go back down. So the one place I found water before in the canyon might be a mile that way. It's worth taking a look. I have plenty of light. It kind of lets me know what I can do with my water supply as well. So I pack some in, I have it. It's just kind of good to know what you can do with it. So over here, I have my chair. So this is today, tomorrow, and then the way out right there. So if I could get more, even if it was just the 2 bottles for tonight, that'd be fantastic. So I'm gonna go take a look, and once I get down to that area, I'll let you see if I find water. All right, so I've been hiking for almost a half hour in my sandals. I'm just in a wash, kind of get a look where I'm going. And obviously that big area right there, my site is at the top of the hill past that bluff. So definitely in a huge, huge bowl right now on a hard pack wash. Since I've been walking for a half hour, I am beginning to start to think if this thing dried up and it is gone. But if I recall, the 2 times I saw it before, we weren't even really looking for it, and it just sort of popped out and appeared. But I'm thinking, how many more corners am I gonna go? So I think I'm gonna give it 15 more minutes, and if I can't find it, then it is gone, and I'll just conserve and drink what I have. So again, about 15 minutes, I'll make a decision and either find it or turn around. All right, bad news, I found the spot, and it is bone dry. So the white deposit used to just be coming right out and dripping here. You can see some of the old green. There's algae growing around it. And there was one more. Kind of think probably where these are growing right in here. So, all right, at least I know. So, all right, I'm gonna head back. That was about a 45-minute walk. It was longer than I remembered, but at least I know now. So, all right. And I was gonna come down this way tomorrow anyway. So I think I can finish this one off or try a trail in the other direction. But again, official, no water down here. That was why I brought plenty. All right, back at the campsite. So again, I just came from way down there. That's a pretty serious climb to get to your campsite there. Now look at the dome. So I'm gonna get water going so that I can get dinner going. And then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna explore back there a little bit while it's rehydrating, just so I know I have a firm answer. But right now I'm at about 98% no water. And again, it's not an issue. It's just part of my challenge. Can I find it? So I will check in once I'm eating dinner. All right, good evening. It's just about 6 o'clock. And I can spend about a half hour going all the way down there to where it turns and you can't see it anymore. There is absolutely no water down there. Good shot behind me of the upheaval dome. That is definitely cool to look at. All right, so I'm getting ready to have dinner, and I made freezer bag cooking. It's my new thing. So in here, I still have it in the bag because it's a dry camp. I have, I'm going to call this like a hamburger helper kind of thing. The only bad thing is I didn't bring a fork. This will be my fork tonight. So obviously I'm not going to film that, but I'll make it work. But literally I'm like, there's usually something. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I brought one. But I'm also getting attacked by ants. They're all over me right now. So I have my trash sitting over there now, hopefully attracting them. I will throw it away. So I'm going to enjoy dinner, get cleaned up, and I did bring my Kindle, probably do some reading. So maybe I'll check in once I get inside the tent and take out my map and get an idea of what I covered today. All right, good evening. It is the end of night one. Got my tent all set up. Brought my quilt, and I don't have nearly as many clothes. And right now it's absolutely perfect outside. I brought thermals just in case I do need them. Probably won't need to put them on, but if I do, it'll be much later in the night. So I may just go to bed in normal stuff I would wear at home. Here's a look at the map today. So again, I'm at Island in the Sky right here. And coming in today, up at the upheaval dome is the parking area, which is very, very full. Follow that trail down, it's 3.4 there. I was at the Syncline site, so that is the only one in the area. The others are at large. I probably went about 2 miles that way, 2 miles that way, no water, and maybe about a half mile in the other direction. So tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and do the additional part of that trail right there and do more exploring in the area and just generally take it easy. Obviously, I'm not going to exert myself too much because I'm going to try to conserve my water. So I am planning to do another night here. So I will do a stay day and just explore as much as I can. I'll probably bring water purifier and stuff with me and just kind of make it like a challenge of, can I find stuff to do it with? So that will do it for night one. I'm going to read my Kindle. And if you listen right now, absolutely dead silent. What stuck out to me last time I was here, probably more in April, and there was water running over there, but that brought out all the frogs and life at night, and it was very loud, whereas right now, it is absolutely quiet. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is Saturday, October 3rd. Just a quick look around the campsite area. Sun has been up for about 15 minutes over here. So I am having breakfast. Got some coffee going in here. And I think I'm going to try to go as dry as possible, meaning not use a lot of water. So I'm going to go with a Pop-Tart. This will be for tomorrow. So I'm kind of going over my plans for today. Since I already went down the canyon that way yesterday, I probably don't need to repeat that because I'm not going to get water out of the Green River. So I think I'm going to do the spur trail, and potentially I may finish this loop today and go back up to my car, get water, and bring it back down here for the rest of the day. So that'll definitely get me busy with hiking, which is what I came out here to do. So as far as water goes, I have this left over and maybe enough to fill it for the whole day today. So that's probably not going to be enough. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and eat my breakfast, get cleaned up, and get ready for my hiking. All right, so it's just prior to 10 a.m. on day 2. Here's a look at the map. So it's 8.3. If you stay on it, from what I hear, it does get a little jumbled over here. So I'm going in this direction. I'll do the spur trail when I get back later this afternoon. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. And the nice thing, starts out in the shade. When I was eating breakfast, I was recharging my batteries, and there was a group of mountain goats. In fact, I can see the whites of their bottoms right now. So by the big tree to the left of it, maybe when I get closer, I'll try to get a close up, but they were within right here in the river of my site. So I'm leaving my site. It's a cool view. It is just literally surrounded this little teeny area. So the trail does come through here. So I've got most of my stuff locked into there. Obviously I don't have a lot of weight because I'm just bringing back my trash. I have like a lunch I can have at my car, but yeah, the basic idea is just to reload up on water. So I'll have all that I need, don't have to worry about it. And I could probably ration and make it through, but again, I was planning to hike today and I want to do this trail, so I'm just kind of incorporating that into the agenda and just doing it, whoops, with a light pack. So, all right, gonna go this way. If I get closer to the goats, or once I get to the start of the climb, I'll go ahead and give you a peek at it. All right, this is probably as close as I can get to them for today. I don't see the big male with the big rounded one, so this is a different group. Really curious where they find water, because I went way up this yesterday, and this is where I've got it, where I was here before, but not in the month of October. All right, time to start moving along. All right, so I'm now making the approach, and as you do from a distance, you can see the trail disappears like right there. You gotta literally be on the trail, but the out is somewhere up there. From here, it's like, wow, okay, this is gonna be challenging. That, and I can't pick it out from here, so time to go check it out. I am now gonna say I'm halfway up. So far, so good. There's some hopping. Here's probably where it really starts. So as I'm looking, it's either gonna be through there or up over here. There's no clear indicator which one it is. This just looks more natural to me, so I'm gonna try that one. It looks like I kind of see a cairn over here though at the top of that. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to try this one. So, all right, I think this is where the climb really starts. Okay, I'm going to say about 2/3 of the way up. You can see the trail from here, snaking along, and it goes way against the wall over there, comes over here. So once you get into this area, I think it wishbones, but beautiful view. My site is still disappeared, but you can see the trail even going to that as well. So in the shade over here, it's actually quite pleasant. I think when you're looking at reviews for this with a backpack, it would be a little different. You might have to take it off in a couple spots. But the boulder field, at least what I've encountered so far, was really 50 feet. And then it's kind of just back on going up trails like this. So far, no concerns at all with this trail. All right, so there's an area that I just came up that I would refer to as a slab. That is the area, if you were to fall, it is straight down. So you can see the cairns there. You have to go up, get there, come here, and now I'm going over here. So this is probably the toughest part. I'd say I got about 1/4 of the way to go. All right, so I just bumped into a big group of about 5 coming down. Gave them an update, they did as well. So on videos, I have seen this right here before. That's really the only marker. So it looks to me they want you to go through here. All right, definitely gonna put the camera away for that move, but so far, so good. More boulder hopping through here. Keep feeling like I'm getting closer though. Actually now coming down, so you do not exit the canyon as when you're going through the boulder field over there like you would think. It actually drops down, and for a minute it looked like I was doing a circle and getting back on the trail where I was. I'm like, what? But nope. Then ends up coming around. So you come down through here, right to here. Here's the only water I've seen. That looks tasty. I think I'm gonna pass and get what I have at my car for me. So keep in mind, if you are visiting, the only place to get water is the visitor center. So bring a jug or whatever. All right, so I'm gonna keep moving along, following the cairns. There are cairns in multiple areas, so it looks like there are different options available to you. But regardless, they bring you to the same bearing point area. So, all right, I should be out of here, hopefully in about 20 minutes or so. All right, so the climb out's probably a 1/2 mile behind me. I am now entering my first direct sun, and I'll probably have this with me for the rest of the day. And there we go. So again, came from over there in the shade around the corner is where the climb was, heading in this direction. So again, new hike to me. The ecosystem's a little different. I mean, look at all the trees up here. Grassland, clear path. So it makes me wonder, just looking at it, there's gotta be a climb part too, right? But this definitely was not the full elevation of the drop yesterday. But cool area. Nice little breeze. Not too hot yet. But I could definitely see in July or August this would be hot, but it looks like even when it's hot, once you get into here, you can get a little shade. All right, when I get another interesting view, I'll let you see. So another interesting thing about this hike is it's a completely different ecosystem. So I'm now going through areas of these yellow flowers. There's bees everywhere. So I'm just sort of, you can see some right here, blazing along, letting them be, letting the bees be. Some of them come out of the ground as well. But it's always interesting to do a hike like this, and you do get to see areas that are very different over here. So obviously if you were coming from the other direction, this would change to what I was going through earlier. And got some big age trees over here as well. So again, I'm still planning on completing the loop today and going to my car, but I may peek in these areas for water, just for kicks, to see if it's here. It's always just kind of fun to see if you can find what is not here. All right. And again, it gives a visual. At some point, I'll have to go up another canyon area. So we shall see. All right, keep moving along. Easy to read trail. Sun is out, but it's not too hot. All right, I'm now about a third of the way up. So this would be part 2 of the climb out. So going all the way up there. Looks like it follows along the slick rock area here. Kind of disappears. I believe that will be the last of the climbs to get out of the canyon today. Still more distance, but again, that should be the last of the climbs for the day. All right, I'm off trail right now. Came from that window over there. So I'm definitely at a high point. And I can work my way this way and try to get back on the trail. I've probably been off it for a while, but I figured, let's get some views. Cool. So I did kind of over here. I missed the cairn, so I started going up. I have a feeling it may be to the left over there. So I'm gonna start by checking that out. All right, so these are the first cairns and footprints that I've seen in quite a long time. So again, I was in that direction, high pointing. And again, I did come out here to hike and see some things, but once you're up there, you're like, all right, I don't see an easy connection. So I knew, gotta go back down. So I spent about 90 minutes off trail, back on trail now. So hopefully I can get to the car in about an hour or so. All right, I'm probably within a quarter mile of the parking lot area. Seen a couple trail runners, so it is now firmly 1:30 in the afternoon, pretty hot. I actually had to pull the camera battery out because the camera I think is overheating. So I'm gonna take a lunch break, water break, get cleaned up, probably spend a good half hour at the car once I'm there. And again, I will start the route the same way I did yesterday. So maybe I'll take a couple shots on the way back, but otherwise I'll just try to get to my campsite. Back down to the canyon. So even though I was here 26 hours ago, it's still awesome scenery. So this part of the loop, which would be the last mile, you definitely get the high vistas and best views. That was why I tried the high point on the other one. But eventually, the Park Service has even put in steps to help you out over here. So it's definitely, I mean, it's a long way down, don't get me wrong, but it's very manageable, I think. So Green River, furthest distance by the trees, very hard to pick up on a GoPro. But again, this trail goes down multiple tiers, so it's not just one giant drop. It is in the sun now, but you can tell in the shadows at, you know, before 3 o'clock, they're starting to creep in here. So by the time I get to my site, they should be even a little bit further. However, if you recall, my site is definitely very open. So, all right, I'm gonna keep moving along there. And if I see anything interesting, I'll shoot it. But otherwise, I'm gonna get back to my site. Passed about 12 people today, so I'm curious if I will see any of them on the way back. So I'm now firmly in the notch. So this area right here Probably the only area tomorrow, since I'm coming back up this way, where I'll have to take my pack off and do a little bit of maneuvering. So not too difficult, but you have the leverage of a pack on you, pulling you back. With big steps, it's always safest. Take it off, plant it down, go up, etc. But again, on this part of the hike, this is the only area where you got to do something like that. Working my way that way, it snakes around. Still quite a ways to get down, but we're getting there. All right, I am now firmly down into the guts of the canyon and first area of nice shade because it is approaching 4 o'clock. Look at that big tall bump over there. It's kind of by there. The trail goes to the left of it. So again, tomorrow, that'll be my way out. Still working my way down. I'm probably within a mile of the site or so. So outside of the steps to get to my site. Shouldn't be that hard at all. And it'll be nice to be done for the day and have my chair set up there. So again, tomorrow I will be going out that way because it is shorter, but a really nice day. I've only bumped into 2 people so far, and I did see them earlier and kind of commented on travel. They're from the East Coast, had to get a flight, Salt Lake City, car rental, 4-hour drive. It was a young couple, and she even commented that if she was doing it by herself, it would have been really tough just because there's some spots that are pretty wide gaps, but very doable. So again, heading to my site, and I hope to be there in about a half hour. Good evening. So it's almost 4:30. Back at the site for about 15 minutes, just chilling out. This is the only shade that I'm in right now from my tent, but just a kind of a nice gaze of the area. And that's probably the coolest right there, just that giant structure. It's almost like there's a little bit of a haze in the air. Heat, dust, can't really tell, don't smell smoke. So I'm going to chill out here for a little bit. Dinner tonight, I may even go waterless and just have some energy bars, save that for coffee tomorrow, and just drink a lot. I can tell I need to right now. So the way back, I didn't even finish one whole bottle. So I'm definitely going to finish this now. I've got one more on the outside of my pack right there. And then I've got plenty for tomorrow on the way out, and maybe even one more. So really, I just want to drink right now. Not too hungry, but I will make myself. So, all right, I think I'm going to just chill out for a while, and maybe I'll check in after dinner. All right, so it is night 2, and it's about 6:35 right now, and I just cleaned up camp, getting stuff ready to put it away. So again, just love that view over there. So I actually just charged all my electronics. I did go to the spur trail and all that, and I may do that again tomorrow in the morning, just as kind of a warm-up before I have all the weight on my back. But just kind of a cool area, and you look at all the rock fall that obviously came from way up there. And look at that big guy right there. That had to have come from way up there. So at some point in time, that went. And there used to be a big shelf over here. That is all gave away. Hopefully someone can come clean that up. But beautiful view in the canyon. So it's kind of interesting being here because, again, one of the first times I think I've ever camped out, there was not a single sound last night. So I was here many years ago. When there was water in here, there's frogs, and all night long they are going off. There was not a sound last night. So I think I slept actually for many, many hours before I even just casually woke up. I do recall the last time I was here, the winds were ferocious. So keep in mind, this is an elevated platform I'm on. Got to go up those stairs right there. And the winds were just howling all night long. So I usually put the rocks out. I've done that now. And the breeze was coming from over here. It's kind of stopped now. But the nice thing was I slept last night. T-shirt, underwear. I didn't put on any of my merino thermals. Didn't need them. And I didn't even really get into my quilt until probably about 3 a.m. or so. So, all right. And again, the spur trail was over there. Bat, look at that. Had a couple come around here. Small bats. So obviously they're starting to come out now and eat the insects, which are definitely here. All right, so I'm probably going to get ready to call it a night, do some reading, and feel pretty refreshed now. So I'll probably do some reading for a couple hours, but I'd say hit the hay by 8:30 or so, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Today is Sunday, October 4th, about 8:45 in the morning. Beautiful start to the day. Sun has been now over the shadows for about a half hour. Directly in front of me now. So I am at the Hevel Dome spur trail. I walked about halfway last night just to kind of stretch my legs out after my hike. Didn't film it because I was charging my batteries. I figured, you know what, go ahead and start it today. So camp is, I'll call it 95% packed up, ready to go. But I'm really not in a rush today because of the mountain traffic on a Sunday. If you get to Vail, Silverthorne area between 4 and 6, it could just be bumper to bumper. So I think I'm actually going to enjoy my time out of here today, explore more trails that I can, and then maybe even in Grand Junction or Glenwood Springs, stop off for lunch. So again, I'm trying to avoid high peak time, but awesome area. Fantastic area. Got enough water, not worried about that. And I've seen mountain goats every day I've been here. So today is my third day. I'll have to see if that happens. So, all right, once I get to a better view straight ahead, I'll give you a look. So just as more of a sense of a bearing point, the syncline will be on the opposite side of this huge wall right here. So my campsite is probably over there. This is just snaking. Again, it does not lead to it, but this is the spur trail. You are definitely down in a canyon. There's an area back there where you can see river wash, and it was as high as I was. So when it does rain here, it's probably pretty intense. With all the elevation coming down into here, this thing's probably 5 feet deep. It'd be kind of cool to see for a couple of minutes. I don't think I'd want to be down here an extended period of time. So again, easy hike. So if you were doing the loop in one day, this may be a good reprieve in the middle just to kind of stretch the legs out. You could drop your stuff off by the site and just travel like I am, real lightweight. Massive. All right, gonna finish out this trail. So I'm now above the canyon floor. Did have to go up the chute here. There's a giant blockage over there, so not over. Down, still that way, but cool. You're definitely low in the totem pole in here. No animals, still pretty quiet. And you're in the shade, it feels nice, but I gotta be within a mile of it. All right, so the Park Service does have a sign. If they didn't, then you would think that it continues. But this is the end of the spur trail. And even the geology is a little different in here. And if you look here, I mean, it looks very natural. Like, well, gosh, I could go through here, step through there. But okay, I will do as they say and start heading back. All right, 10:15, time to leave camp. And so again, just finished the Crater Trail. That was 3 miles, just kind of a nice leisure walk. And it's funny, since I've been back, I've had 2 groups come to the sign over there. It's a little confusing, but now when you think about it, this is a true loop. All right, so time to head out of here. And you know what? Rather than do those stairs, I'm gonna go the long way. That way I can also say I have walked every inch of this trail system. So it is in the opposite direction, but no big deal. So I will be hooking around here. So this hike gives me about a mile of a warm-up, and then it'll be the real deal, like a broken down escalator. Is that 1,700 feet? I'll have to look. I didn't bring that part of the guide information with me. I looked at it in the car. I think it's something like that, 1,700 and change, but doable. And I recall it's in a few different sections, so you just got to take them one at a time. And there's maybe one area where you got to take off your pack and you're going up some steeps. But again, so this will hook around that wash, and I'll be making a left turn up there. All right, so my great idea of avoiding those steps and going all the way around there to here. And so this is a major drop off here. So obviously I won't be going that way. I think I'm gonna go back to where I just was and do those stairs. I think they're great. So, oh well, at least now I know. And I can say I've done as much of that trail as you can. And it gives you more time to view it right here. I knew it couldn't be that easy. There's just a part of me like, why don't people just go straight ahead? There you go, that would be why. All right, so I'm still snaking through the canyon, and I just turned a corner, and looking straight ahead, there's the big hump. I want to say it goes around that area right there. So pretty cool shot from here. It tells you there's a lot of climbing to go. And again, it's just one step at a time. It's very well marked, open. It's just doing it. Within here, just coming back through some minor obstacles. Again, no route finding issues. I'm not using my GPS. Put it away. No worries there at all. And you can do the wash. And next to the wash, there's usually a little trail as well. So if it was raining, you could get up a little bit. For the most part, I prefer the wash. It's a harder packed bottom. You just got to go through stuff like this. So, all right, hopefully I'll be at the base of the climb in about 30 minutes. All right, I am now starting the climb. So this snakes up and kind of goes around where you can't see for the exit point. So kind of last view of being down here. So, all right, here we go. All right. Okay, making my way up. I'm gonna stand about a third of the way. And again, that's just to this shelf. If you look straight ahead, you can see a little bit of a notch. I believe that is my end point. So, the views are awesome. It's just one step at a time on this. Every now and then, you got a step where it's a high one. And you can really only see the trail 20 feet at a time in front of you. So here, all right, keep on going. All right, I'm now at the notch. One last look. Again, not too bad at all. Take your pack off, move it up 2 steps, no problem. And don't forget your selfie stick. Pretty cool view from when you come from here. So it definitely slinkies around a lot. No sections I would say are too difficult. So I'm thinking looking at both directions of the loop, this is the easier out. And then once you finally are out, you're closer to your car. So we'll have to go up there. But again, I get a little bench area. You can kind of get your second wind. That's why I'm having my water break now. And last look, hard to pick up in the camera, but you can see the trail down there by those 2 big rocks. So awesome place. Gonna drink up for a little bit and keep moving up. So I'm currently on the second area of climbing. It's hard to see because it's switching back, but I'm almost level with across from me now. And this area definitely has some climbing to it as well. And you can see, I still got all the way up there where you can't really see to go. So we're getting there. Feeling all right, making good progress outside of shooting a video and getting water. Feels pretty nice. Still only seen a couple people today. So that's probably my last good shot of the Green Riverway out there. So, all right, I'm gonna keep moving on. Hopefully I'll be there in about a half hour. All right, it is high noon, and I made it to the top of the last bluff area. So again, coming from over there. So the nice thing about exiting on the counter, trail is very well marked, it's just stairs. But you're also, I wanna say, right now I'm probably within a half mile of the parking lot. Whereas the other one, probably closer to 1.5 miles. So once you've done the majority of the work, this is a nice cool down. Not literally, but I know I'm not far from my car where I can change, get cleaned up. I think I've got 1 soda left, so almost there, but a great trip. So I did the exit point from both directions. And my advice would be if you're backpacking it, it will be more difficult. It's definitely possible. If you're day hiking, especially if you're with someone else, no problem at all. The only issue in a couple spots, if you're really short, is there are some jump areas and reach, but if you have someone else with you, no problem. So I would highly recommend doing this. Again, this is the Syncline loop in Island of the Sky. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now. Great season for backpacking this year. Even with COVID, I still got out a lot. And I hope in the spring things get better. So I hope the video turns out well. Thanks for watching.